Alright, Shalom Makim. This is Brother Shamar Moth
And Brother Lawyer.
from GMS Miami, giving all praises, honor, and glory to Yahawah, by Hashem, Yahawashi. Double honors to the apostles and elders of the great millstone. And salutations to all Lakim out there pushing his truth and all truth and sincerity, alright? Today we're going to get into a lesson that the Brother Lawyer titled. You can tell him the title.
Unto the end.
Yeah. So basically, we're going to get into what basically this lesson is not just for new brothers coming into the truth, but it is at the same time it is for new brothers coming to truth as well as for other brothers that's been in the faith long enough. You know, the scriptures tell you you're supposed to learn through repetition, and I believe through the Spirit that this subject is always needed to be touched on here and there, right? And it's basically what is needed to be done unto the end. Okay, what we need to do as men of the Lord unto the end. Okay, so we're gonna start off with Revelations 2 and 25, and it reads, "But that which ye have already, hold fast till I come. And he that overcometh and keepeth my works unto the end, to him will I give power over the nations."
Right, man. So the scriptures in Revelations, Yahawashi speaks to the church of Thyatira, and he says something very important. He said, "That which ye have already, hold fast till I come." Okay, and what do we have? We have the faith. We have the gospel. We have the treasure of this gospel. We have this ministry. Okay, and we have to continue in that until Yahawashi comes. And the next verse pretty much tops it off. He says, "He that overcometh and keepeth my works unto the end." So not only are we to overcome, but we are to overcome in the midst of keeping the works of Yahawashi unto the end. Okay, which includes the faith, which includes suffering. Okay, which includes holding fast to the doctrine, keeping the commandments, teaching, sacrificing for the Akim, loving the Most High with all our hearts and all our minds and all our souls, and loving our neighbors as ourselves unto the end. And the reward for that is that Yahawashi will give us power over the nations. Lord willing, we be part of the elect. Lord willing, we continue unto the end. We're gonna receive power and dominion and rulership from Yahawashi, as Yahawashi has received from his Father as well.
That's right.
Pretty much it right there, man.
Yep. And the next scripture we're gonna bring out is gonna tell us what we ought to overcome it.
Con. Matthew 4 and 7. Go ahead, brother.
This is Matthew 4:24, verse 7.
Con, Salaki.
"For nation shall rise against nation, and kingdom against kingdom, and there shall be famines and pestilence and earthquakes in diverse places.
Mm-hmm.
All these are the beginning of sorrows. Then shall they deliver you up to be afflicted, and shall kill you, and ye shall be hated of all nations for my name's sake. And then shall many be offended, and shall betray one another, and shall hate one another. And many false prophets shall rise, and shall deceive many."
Right, and that's pretty much what you see going on in the world today, and in Israel today, man. You have nation rising against nation. Race riots being stirred up. World War III on the horizon. Okay, kingdom against kingdom. Okay, political and propaganda and all this different kinds of warfare going on all over the planet Earth. Famines, pestilence, and earthquakes in diverse places. Here in Miami, we just went through a hurricane that pretty much missed us, but it hit places like Haiti, Cuba,
Up north to Florida.
Yeah, northern Florida. It hit places like Jamaica, Bahamas, etc., etc. So that's pretty much the state of the world today, man. And those are part of the things that the elect must overcome in the midst of all the turmoil and all the chaos that's in the world right now. Lord willing, we be part of the elect as elect, hopeful elect of the Most High. We have to maintain our faith and our integrity throughout all these things, okay, and not lose our faith. In the face of all these bleak and dark circumstances.
Man, we ought to overcome all these that we just read. All right, while doing what Revelations 2 and basically 27 told us, which is to keep the works, man. All that the brother basically just mentioned, the hurricanes, all right, false doctrines being pushed by false prophets, okay, people offending us, people betraying us and slandering us, all right. The fact that we might have to be martyrs for this, having to witness Russia going against America and all that, we have to endure that, and we have to take it in, and we have to basically run with it while keeping with what Yahawashi basically gave us, man, right, which is this knowledge, man.
God.
We are not basically to let everything that's around us break us to the point where we forget about the Most High and
compromise our faith and integrity.
Come,
you mind reading verse 9 again?
No problem. You want me to start from the top or just start from 9?
Nah, start from 9.
Okay. Back at Matthew 24:9, it reads, "Then shall they deliver you up to be afflicted."
Right. Then shall they deliver you up to be afflicted. So we're entering into a time, and this is not new, but we're entering into a time period of the world right now where there's going to be so many catastrophes and so many disasters happening, so much chaos in the world, that we're going to be eventually looked at as the problem, as the cause of these things. And I know it may sound far-fetched to some, but at one point in time in history, it was the case. In the ancient world, when the apostles and the disciples were preaching the gospel throughout Asia Minor and throughout Greece and Rome, there were a lot of Roman emperors and authorities that blamed the fall of their empire on the fact that what history regards as the Christian or the first century church, they blamed it on the followers of Yahawashi, blaming them for the fall of and collapse of their society, because they believed in their particular world views that if you didn't worship the Roman gods and the Caesars and things like that, you wouldn't have pretty much a national safety. And the fact that the Christians, quote unquote, were preaching about Yahawashi and the Most High and repentance and not to worship these idols of ancient Rome and Greece, they were blamed for a lot of the catastrophes and civil unrest that was going on at the time. So I just wanted to relay that to the Akim, because that may very well be a reality for us in these last days. We may be very well blamed for a lot of the catastrophes and disasters and upheavals that will take place in the near future before Yahawashi's return, because of our faith. They may blame us and think that we're the cause of these things happening, and that's again one of the things that we have to endure. Okay, we have to endure those things because in the case of the ancient world, the apostles and the disciples and the church and members of the congregation of Yahawashi were arrested, they were afflicted, and a lot of them were killed and martyred, and that may very well happen again in these last days.
And what I say from that is that will happen. Very may will happen. So see, it will happen. The reason being is because what this thing of ours, as Apostle Gabar would say, this thing of ours that we are currently involved in, okay, this this lot that Yahawashi has ordained us to be a part of, okay, is against this place, man. It's against this world. It's against the society, okay? The elites want to chip people. We're against the chip. The elites want to kill Jake. We're against basically them putting us to death in wrongful manner, man. Okay? Everything that they're about, we're against. So when shit hit the fan, we're gonna be the ones to blame. Because we're on YouTube, we're bringing down the strongholds. We're basically putting it. If it wasn't for Yahawashi putting the spirit on the apostles, starting with Apostle Tar on down, putting the spirit on us to push this to prophesy, which is the spirit of Yahawashi to prophesy, man. These people wouldn't know shit, man. And to be honest, it's because Yahawashi putting the spirit on us to prophesy that in turn these people gonna wake up and buck up against the elite, man. So who else are they gonna blame?
That's right.
So what the brother was saying, and what we trying to allude to is, there's only one thing for you to do for your psyche, for your mindset to not fold, man, which is to keep the truth, man, and to ride with Yahawashi to the end, man. The scriptures tell you wisdom and knowledge shall be stability at time, man. There's a reason why the Lord says that, man. He's not saying it just to say it, man. He's not saying it just to waste his breath or to waste a page or a few lines in a book, man. He's saying it because if you don't have it, you're going to fold in those days, man. There's a reason why he tells you to hold fast until he comes, man. Because if you don't, you're going to fold, man. And the only one, and to be honest, believe it or not, whether you believe it or not, who gives a fuck? Because the scriptures say it, man. If you don't believe, shall the fact, basically roughly paraphrase in Romans 3,
shall they make the faith of the Most High without effect?
For real, is you unbelieving gonna stop what the Most High gotta do? Hell no, man. So believe it or not, only the elect is gonna stick to the Lord all the way to the end, man. That's why we pushing. That's why we pushing a video out, and that's why through the Spirit we pray and we hope that we part of the elect, man. All right.
God, it says, and ye shall be hated of all nations for my name's sake.
Starting with us. Starting with our own nation, man. Starting with our own nation, man. You Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, y'all hate us the most, man. Y'all hate us more than any other. Yo, we could go out the camp right now, and a brother Lloyd could testify. We could go out the camp right now, man. Three Jakes will walk by. Out of three of those Jakes, one of them will probably try to salute us and give us kudos for what we're doing. 4 Edomites will walk by. Out of 4 of those Edomites, 3 of them will try to make it seem like they're down for us. Out of Amalek, all those Amalekites, Ishmael, all those Ishmaelites will try to make it seem like they're down for us. Okay? But basically what I'm trying to get at, you niggas don't like us. These other nations don't like us, man. But it start with you fuckers, man. Because we come to you first. We come to you. That's what we really coming to, man. Trying to push this truth. We come to y'all, but y'all don't want to hear it, man.
Keep reading. Verse 10.
Verse 10?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
My bad. I want to say this. It says for my name's sake, whose name is that? Yahawashi, man.
Mm-hmm.
Yahawashi. That's why you niggas really hate us, man. That's why everybody on the planet Earth who's not part of this fold really hates us, man. Because of the name of Yahawashi. Okay, verse 10 it says, and then shall many be offended and shall betray one another and shall hate one another.
Con, and that's what's gonna happen in these last days, man. When the afflictions and the tribulations start happening, amongst those that you thought were brothers are gonna really show their true colors and become offended, man. They're gonna be offended in the gospel. They're gonna be offended in Yahawashi. They're gonna be offended to be calling themselves Hebrew Israelites. ashamed, etc., and they shall betray one another, man. It's one thing to be offended, but it's another thing to begin to betray your own akim, man, your own fellow brothers in arm, and hate one another, man. So you're gonna have brothers giving up other brothers unto Caesar, man.
They all gonna turn into Judas, man.
Yeah, exactly, man.
Verse 11. And many false prophets shall rise and shall deceive many.
Right, and that's happening amongst Israel now, okay, and it's happening all over the world, man, with all these different philosophies, Buddhism, prosperity doctrine, Christian church, Catholicism, Jehovah's Witnesses, and you got Nate, IUIC, the name of the Lord don't matter. You got ISUPK, IUIC, GOC teaching different things about the mark of the beast, talking about, its philosophy or is the image of Cesare Borgia or Christianity, all types of madness, man. So in the midst of all this affliction and turmoil and this grim these grim things that's gonna take place on the planet Earth in these last days, you're gonna have people who know the truth, who woke up to the truth, who know that they Israelites, who know the doctrine, that's going to compromise the doctrine and start deceiving other people, man. Mm-hmm. Teaching false doctrines, man. Becoming false prophets to deceive many and to take the heat off of themselves, man. Go ahead.
Verse 12. And because iniquity shall abound, the love of many shall wax cold.
Right. So when shit hits the fan, man, the economy collapses, World War III, and all the other things that's going to take place upon the earth, people are going to be looking out for themselves, man. And they're going to look out for one another, It's not a family. You're going to have family members turning against each other. You're going to have best friends turning against each other, neighborhoods turning up against each other, man. Because everything's going to be so ass backwards out here, man. Ain't nobody going to care about truth or justice or mercy, compassion. Ain't nobody gonna think twice about that. Everybody's gonna be looking for their own way out, and doing whatever means it takes to get that, But in the midst of that, verse 13.
But he that shall endure unto the end, the same shall be saved.
But he that shall endure unto the end, the same shall be saved. So in spite of all those things that's gonna take place in these last days, the elect that shall endure, that's going to endure all these things unto the end, shall be saved, man. So that's what we got to be focused on, man. That's what we got to pray about. That's what we got to hope for. We got to make sure we try our best to stay in the spirit so that we can endure all of those things, man, and endure and keep the faith until the end, so that we may be saved, man, in spite of all the darkness and judgment that's gonna take place on the earth, man.
But how will the elect endure, though? Did not it say in Revelation holding fast
that which thou hast
and keeping thy works, right?
Yep.
That's how they gonna endure. That's why the scriptures say in Isaiah, wisdom and knowledge shall be the stability at time. There's only one way for you to obtain wisdom and knowledge, man. There's only one way to do that, man. By reading these scriptures, by studying these scriptures, by applying these scriptures, man. By devoting your life to these scriptures, man. By keeping them near and dear unto you, man.
God. And in First John, in one of John's epistles, John says, "Who is he that overcometh the world, or save he that believeth that Yahawashi is the Son of God, man." Mm-hmm. So one of the main ways that we overcome in these last days is by having our faith, man. And maintaining our faith in Yahawashi, man. The same way the Most High brought Yahawashi through all that he went through, all the way up until the end of his physical life on the cross, and rose him from the dead. Is we gotta believe that the Most High could do that for us too, man.
That's right.
Okay.
I'll read that. Don't worry about it. This is 1 Timothy 6:20. O Timothy, keep that which is committed to thy trust, avoiding profane and vain babbling and opposition of science falsely so called.
That's right, man. So another thing, in this truth, we gotta keep that which is committed to our trust, man. And what's committed to our trust? The gospel, the doctrine of Yahawashi, man. All the words of the book, man. All right, teaching that we just abide by faith, okay. Rehearsing the righteous acts, trying to keep the commandments to the best of our ability, going out on the highways and byways, teaching the doctrine correctly. The mark of the beast is the RFID chip. Okay, America is Babylon, which is to be destroyed. The Edomites are the Caucasian race. They going into slavery. The Gentiles in the New Testament are Israelites, etc., 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 man. Okay, we gotta keep that which is committed to our trust, man.
Avoiding profane and vain babbling.
Right, avoiding profane and vain babbling, man.
The name of the Lord don't matter. Flat earth. The full moon is the new moon. Mermaids exist. Edomites are Japhites.
Exactly. Oppositions of science falsely so called, man. Not going too deep into all these other doctrines that don't freaking matter, man. And that are all false anyway, man. They're all half scientists, half truths, man, half knowledge. You know, you can't be carried about with that madness, man.
Verse 21, which some professing have erred concerning the faith.
Right, which some professing have erred concerning the faith, man. Trying to go too deep, getting into all this extra shit for no reason, just to be super deep and super smart guy, or whatever the hell they was trying to do. Okay? Completely missing the mark, man. Completely missing what was truly important. Keeping the faith and keeping the commandments unto the end. Teaching the proper doctrine. Teaching what the Most High gave you. Teaching everything according to what the Most High gave you in the spirit, man. Until the Most High increase you, or whatever it may be, how the Most High might do what He do with you, man.
That's right. Grace be with thee, the wild.
Khan.
You wanna read that?
Yeah, I'll read it. 2 Timothy 1:6. Wherefore I put thee in remembrance that thou stir up the gift of the Most High which is in thee, by the putting on of my hands. For God hath not given us the spirit of fear, but of power and of love and of a sound mind. Right. So of course in these last days we gotta stir one another up. We gotta edify one another. We gotta encourage one another to continue. Okay. To actually use the gift that the Most High has given us, whatever those various gifts and lots may be, to push the gospel, man. Okay, because the Most High ain't give us no spirit of fear, man. No spirit to be afraid of these people out here. We have confidence in what we teach, man. Mm-hmm. You know, confidence in what the Lord has revealed unto us to be true, man. We may not know everything, but that's why we got brothers, man. You know, and that's why we studying to show ourselves approved, etc., man. Verse.
Yeah, I was gonna say this because the brother said we may not know everything, but in the midst of us having brothers, that's what makes us 100% know the whole doctrine, know the whole truth, man. Because the Lord distributes what He distributes with the portions, man. One brother might know something that another brother might not know, but with that, the brother knows it. All right, and that's what makes that brother that doesn't know about that knows about the things that he doesn't know about, because he has another brother that's there to teach him about it, man.
Right.
Right.
God, for the Most High hath not given us the spirit of fear, but of power and of love and of a sound mind. Okay, so we can't be scared out there, man. We can't be scared of these people out here, man. In this truth, man, we can't be shaken by the events that take place in this world. Okay, we have to walk in the spirit, man. We have to be of a sound mind. We have to walk in the power and love of Yahawashi, keep the law, statutes, commandments to the best of our ability, and do what we've been doing, man. Keep doing the right thing, pretty much.
Yeah, I got a quick precept.
Go ahead.
This is 2 Ezra 15:3. Fear not the imaginations against thee. Let not the incredulity of them trouble thee that speak against thee.
That's right, man. Fear not the imaginations against thee. Let not the incredulity or the unbelief of them trouble thee that speak against thee, man. So all the scoffers and scorners, man, forget about them, man. They are really unimportant, man. Okay, you know, you may be upset, you might curse them out, etc., but that shouldn't shake you from from the truth, man, from what you believe, you know, the faith.
And that's why we're supposed to go out there with that confidence, because the scriptures tell us. The scriptures bait us, man. Scripture, that's basically a commandment. It said, "Fear not the imagination against thee." We're supposed to go out there boldly against everybody that comes against us.